Every developer knows Git. But here's the big debate. Should you rely on a graphical user interface or stick with the command line? I'm going to give you reasons the Git CLI is better than any UI tool. If you're new to Git, or if you've been hiding behind a shiny interface, this might change the way you work forever. Let's dive in. When you use the Git CLI, you cut out all the extra clicks, menus, and loading screens. Think about it, in a UI, you might have to click through 3 or 4 menus just to stash changes. In the CLI, it's one command, git stash, done. The command line is like muscle memory. Once you know the shortcuts, you move faster than any UI can keep up with. And speed matters. Git has hundreds of powerful commands, but most UIs only give you access to a small fraction of them. With the CLI, you have full control. You can use options, flags, and combinations that no UI even bothers to support. If you want to master Git, precision matters, and the CLI is the only way to get it. Every project, every server, every computer with Git installed has the CLI. But GUIs? They're all different. If you get used to GitHub Desktop, what happens when you switch to Git Kraken, or SourceTree, or a teammate's setup? You have to learn a new layout every time. But Git CLI is universal, and once you learn it, you can use it anywhere, forever. Using a UI can feel easy at first, but it hides what's really happening. You click a button, and something happens in the background. With the CLI, you see the commands. You learn what Git is actually doing under the hood, and when something goes wrong, you'll know how to fix it, instead of staring at a vague error message. One of the biggest superpowers of the Git CLI is that you can script it. Imagine you always do the same sequence of steps. Pull the latest changes, switch branches, build, and test. In a UI, you'd have to click through all that every single time. But in the CLI, you can write a simple script that does it in one go. That kind of automation makes the CLI unbeatable. The CLI is also more reliable. UIs are built on top of Git, and sometimes they fail, crash, or just don't support the latest features. The command line is the source of truth, maintained directly with the Git project itself. When you depend on a UI, you're trusting that someone else implemented everything correctly. With the CLI, you're using Git exactly as it was meant to be used. Another big advantage of the CLI is resource efficiency. UIs can be heavy, requiring installation, updates, and sometimes even a license. The CLI is lightweight. It comes with Git, no bloat, no overhead. This matters when you're working on remote servers, containers, or low-power systems where a GUI simply isn't an option. Consistency is another win. With a UI, the layout, buttons, and options all depend on the tool. But with the CLI, the commands stay the same. You can read documentation, follow tutorials, and collaborate with teammates without worrying about being on the wrong tool. That consistency makes you more versatile and more valuable. The CLI also builds confidence. When you master it, you know you can handle any Git situation. You're not relying on buttons to hold your hand. You understand Git deeply, and you can recover from almost anything. That confidence shows up in your work and sets you apart as a developer who really knows their tools. The CLI is easier to integrate with other developer tools. You can chain Git commands with build systems, CI pipelines, or testing frameworks. It's not locked into a closed environment. UIs rarely let you connect workflows so seamlessly. With the CLI, Git becomes part of an ecosystem instead of just a standalone app. History navigation is more powerful in the CLI. You can run commands like git log with filters, search through commits by author, date, or message, and format the output however you want. In most UIs, you're stuck with whatever history viewer the designer built. In the CLI, you tailor the history to exactly what you need. Almost every tutorial, Stack Overflow answer, and official Git guide uses CLI commands. If you stick with a UI, you'll constantly have to translate instruction. But if you know the CLI, every resource online is immediately usable. You're speaking the same language, as the global developer community. The CLI gives you fine-grained staging control. You can stage individual lines within a file with commands like git add -p. Most UIs either don't support this or make it clunky. When you need surgical precision with commits, the CLI makes it smooth and efficient. When it comes to troubleshooting, the CLI is unmatched. You can inspect the index, view ref logs, check detached head states, and recover lost commits. A UI might simply tell you something's broken and leave you stranded. The CLI equips you with the tools to diagnose and fix problems. Learning the CLI future-proofs your career. UIs come and go, but the Git CLI has been stable for over a decade. Once you know it, that knowledge will serve you for years. Investing time in the CLI isn't just about today, it's about setting yourself up for the long run. Another overlooked benefit is community trust. When people see you using the CLI, it signals that you understand Git deeply. On teams, this builds credibility. You become the go-to person when others run into issues, simply because you're not relying on a UI to abstract away the details. The CLI helps you think like Git. Instead of clicking through layers of menus, you're expressing your intent directly. Add, commit, rebase, merge, reset. That direct communication makes you better at reasoning about version control. Once you think like Git, you stop fighting the tool and start mastering it. The CLI works the same across operating systems. Whether you're on Linux, macOS, or Windows, the commands don't change. UIs, on the other hand, can behave differently depending on the platform, which makes cross-platform collaboration messy. It's easier to document workflows with the CLI. If your team has a specific process, you can literally write it out as a sequence of commands in a README file. Everyone can copy and paste the same steps. With a UI, documenting the process is harder because buttons and menus look different on every tool. The CLI is essential for advanced features like interactive rebasing. While some UIs try to offer rebasing, they rarely provide the full power to reorder, squash, or edit commits in the same way. For serious history management, the CLI wins. So those are reasons why the Git CLI is better than any UI tool. From speed and precision to automation, history, troubleshooting, portability, and long-term mastery, the case is clear. The command line isn't just an alternative, it's the best way to use Git. If you've been relying on a UI, now's the time to try the CLI and see the difference for yourself. Thanks for watching. Are you a command line junkie? Do you vehemently disagree? Leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to see more hot tech take. If you like this video, watch this video here for more tech talk.